Hi there viewers, it's the Extraordinary Tourist. In my never-ending efforts to try and bring my art to you and show how it's created, I'm going with this unusual camera angle that I used in some of my previous vlogs so that you can see what I'm doing as I work. A lot of the time you'll be looking at the top of my head, but at least you'll be able to see what's going on. If you've seen my previous video where I was sketching the design for this artwork called Play Ball Dog, sketch by TET I think it was, and you may recognise this sketch from that. I've made a couple of changes to the sketch since that video, but nothing too extreme. If you're really observant, you might notice that the dog now has a collar where it didn't have that before. And I'm also, if you look at the dog's mouth, I've got the tongue sort of pointing down out the front as an idea as well. But we'll see how that goes. I'm going to try and talk you through a bit on some of the stages rather than just time-lapse this whole thing through really quickly, so that you get a feel for what I'm doing and how I put my work together. This video may well get broken up into several parts, but we'll see how it goes. So I hope you get something out of this, and I'll get on with the painting. So obviously the first thing to do is to transfer my sketch onto the canvas. This I usually do using red paint. You can see that, red, there we go. The reason I use red paint is because pretty much it's like a mid-tone in the drawing and it's easy to see. If I use yellow paint, it would probably cover better for when I do mistakes and stuff, but it's also harder to see where your lines are if you use yellow. And if you're familiar with my artworks, I tend not to rub out mistakes too much, and I just leave them in there and they become part of the work. So that's that. Just get a brush. This is one of my favourite brushes, and I can see the head on that thing. It's worn down something terrible. Should look something more like that. That's a non-worn down brush, but I really like these worn down ones, so that's what I'm doing. Get on with it. Some people draw their lines on in pencil and stuff like that. I used to do that, but since I've started painting with all acrylics and not using chalk pastels, I don't do that anymore. I just get straight into it with the paint. So here we go. And I just kind of hope that I hit the right spots. You might have seen in one of my other videos that I got it wrong one time and I had to rub the picture out and start again, but that doesn't happen quite so often, thankfully. So and there you have it. That's the sketch all drawn on. There's not much more to say about that. You can see that I don't exactly follow my sort of actual sketch, which looks like that, particularly closely. So long as it looks something like that design, then I'm pretty happy with it. And who knows, sometimes even when I sort of go through this process of just drawing it straight on there, some little bits of personality or different sort of feeling can come about just from adding new lines and whatever. So Now that I've done that, I'll use the rest of this red to sort of block in all my mid-tone areas for my base painting.